Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. You are watching Good Intent ASMR. So, basically we're going to be pulling some more seeds from my ridiculous collection of seeds. Let's see, I have a list here. I'm pulling eggplants, tomatoes, and peppers today. So let's take a look. Okay. Hopefully this will be good. Eggplant. Alright. Oh, well, here's a couple that's on my list already. Let's see. We have first we have the Japanese jade eggplant. As you can see, I don't really have that many seeds left, but that's okay. Next on my list we have Nagaoka Kinchaku. From the Niigata Prefecture, Japan. This is one of the sweetest eggplants. It is among several local eggplant varieties that grow in the hot, humid region. Steam and pair this variety with soy sauce and ginger for a traditional dish. I personally really enjoy roasting my eggplants, but that's personal preference. I don't think I've ever tried steamed, so I might try steamed this time if I can get it to grow. So I'm gonna grow these, but now that I made a list so that I wouldn't go overboard, but if you'll excuse me, I can't help it. Look how pretty. Don't these look so nice? These are the Kamo eggplant. They look velvety. The Kamo eggplant. Japanese chefs highly regard this variety for its creamy, dense flesh and sweet flavor. The plants are superheat and humidity tolerant. A kyo-yasai, or traditional vegetable of Kyoto, this variety is from the city of Kamo, Japan. See, do I have a pen? Yes. So we got these two, as well as a Kamo. So now I'm looking for the Rosa Bianca and the Turkish orange. Let's see. Oh, look how cute. Look how these little baby ones look. They look so cute. I can't help it. Okay, here we go. Here we have the Turkish orange eggplant. If you love eggplant and you like unique heirloom varieties, look no further. This variety produces 4-inch, round, deep orange fruits that resemble oranges hanging on a small tree. Beautiful green streaks add character with a flavor that is a bit softer than a traditional eggplant. This variety is soft and buttery when cooked or fried. The seeds are smaller and less noticeable, which gives this variety a desirable texture for cooking. the richest flavored eggplant variety in the world, allegedly. I don't know about all that, but it does sound pretty dang scrumptious. So, we're going to go ahead and cross the Turkish orange eggplant off of our pull list. Now, Rosa Bianca, I had a feeling it wouldn't be in here, and there's a reason for that. The company that I purchased my Rosa Bianca eggplant seeds from, they send them in very tiny little seed packages, and I didn't want them to get lost among the full-size seed packs in here, and so in the meantime I've been keeping them in a separate place, and I'll pull those out in just a bit. Excuse me. Oh, I'm gonna take a water break. I tend to make pretty loud gulping sounds when I drink water, so I'll try to fix that, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully that was a bit better. Okay, now the tomatoes and peppers are in a binder all of their own. I'm gonna go grab that binder and I will be right back. Don't mind my nails if they're a little dirty. I was just out in the garden. I was actually watering and up-potting those zinnias that we pulled the seeds together previously, and I started them in soil blocks, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed with the soil block method so far, and I think now that I'm getting the hang of it a bit better, I think I'm gonna stick with them. I don't know. Anyway, let's go through the peppers. I have to say, when I got this, when I went to go get my pepper binder and my tomato binder, I was unaware that when I stored them, I accidentally stored my tomato binder upside down. So when I went to go pull them, a bunch of the tomato seeds fell out. Yay! So the silver lining to that is that we're going to be doing some nice page turning and sheet protector crinkling and putting them back where they go in the binder. So there's going to be a nice little bit of organization in here as well with some seed pulling. So without further ado, I haven't sorted my peppers on my pull list from spicy or sweet. We like both. We have purposes for both, so I grow both pretty indiscriminately. Let's see what we got. Now, I have a lot of pepper seeds, and I'm always so tempted to start so many of them. But honestly, one of my focuses with the garden this year that I'm working on is narrowing down my variety and then just being able to grow more plants of each variety. So instead of starting like anywhere from 10 to 20 different varieties minimum of peppers or tomatoes each, and then only having 1 to 2 plants each that I can actually have the space to grow, instead, if I keep it well under 10, like maybe no more than 5 or 6 varieties, then that way I'll be able to use my space a little bit more wisely, and that way I can also hopefully get a stronger yield of each variety that I do grow. So with that being said, the first pepper is the arroz con pollo. Arroz con pollo. I first heard about this from Jess on at Roots and Refuge. It was years ago, and she had mentioned that she liked growing the arroz con pollo, and then the seeds were sold out for like a year, almost 2 years. So when they were in stock, I ordered a pack. Yeah, so I have my own little seed pack here, and I've been holding on to it for the right time, and I think this is a good year. Otherwise known as the Cuban seasoning pepper, it resembles a habanero, but remove the seeds and there's no heat, just delicious flavor. I don't know, it sounds good, it sounds flavorful. I'm excited to grow it and try it. So let's see. Arroz con pollo, crossed off. Next we're going to do the chile tapin. By the way, if I mispronounce anything, I apologize. I really am doing my best. I hope you'll let me know how to properly pronounce it if I do. So, here we have the chile tapin wild chiles. Let's see. A wild native of the canyon lands of the U.S.-Mexico border. Small but mighty pepper, highly revered, especially in the American Southwest, where it plays a role in food history and culture. This rare chili still grows wild, protected in certain national parks. I've grown this pepper before at the last place we lived at, and I tell you what, they are not joking. And this is such a good producer of the little peppers, and they couldn't be bigger. The biggest I've ever pulled off of this has been smaller than a dime. They don't get much bigger than the size of a pea, but they dry really well, they store really well, and I'm a big fan. I enjoy them a lot. And a buddy at my husband's work used to get a snack kind of these, I think, where they were roasted, maybe like pumpkin seeds, but they were roasted, and they were I think they were tossed with like a chili powder and like lime salt or something. I don't know, but it sounded so good, and I really want to try that. But back about 4 or 5 years ago, I started some of these. I only grew one plant, and it was the only pepper plant that had made it to full maturity. And wouldn't you know it, the next year, all along the fence, and I'm sure in other people's backyards too, there were all manners of wild chile tapins growing everywhere. Oh, I had a field day harvesting those. Oh, it was so fun. If you hear any noises in the background, it's my cats on their scratching post. And as soon as I mentioned it, they stop, which is fine because I kind of want them to stop. Okay, so the chile tapin wild chiles have been secured. Now, let's see, I want to grow cayenne. I want to grow the blots and the pequeño yellows. But I'm not. I'm holding it. I'm holding out. Okay. Next year. Oh my gosh. Some of these I've just been so excited to start. Like, you know what? Here, I'm going to read you the back of a couple of these because I really wanted to start them this year, and it was really difficult for me to narrow down my list of plants. But realistically, I want to stretch my seeds as far as I can. So it wouldn't make sense if I only have the room for maybe 8 to 10 pepper plants total. And if I want multiples of each variety, it makes no sense to start more than 10 varieties or more than 5 to begin with. So I had to really be careful, and I had to take a lot of time and decide what plants I wanted to start this year. I ended up opting for the chiltepin because I've grown it before. Excuse me. I know I like the flavor. I know it grows well in my climate and in my area. And I know that if I plant it once, I'm probably never going to have to plant it again. It's not a perennial, but birds love peppers as well because birds don't have the ability to taste the capsaicin. Is that what it's called? Capsicum, I think. Is that the property that gives a pepper its spice? Typically birds don't have the ability to taste that. So because of that, they are very good at helping me in the garden for the next year. So they'll pick the peppers and they'll usually eat them, and they'll poop out some seeds somewhere, and that'll usually give us peppers the next year. Anywho, now that I've been talking about, bird poop, I'm still on the fence about if I'm going to grow any bell peppers. I'm not sure. The kalugaritsa, I don't know if I'm saying that right. A beautiful and delicious hot Macedonian pepper brought to us by Steve Newman, who also introduced the phenomenal Reza pepper. I don't know. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm sticking to the list. And on the list there are guajillos. Now, these are seeds that I've saved myself. If you go to the market, and you can normally buy in bulk, they have these big bags of guajillo chiles for maybe $1 or $2, and you get a big bag. And that one big bag will last me at least a year because I don't really cook dishes that require that too often, because unfortunately I was not designed to withstand flavor and heat. So if I eat too much peppers, whether they're spicy or not, and same thing with tomatoes because of the acid, I get acid reflux and heartburn. My husband gets wicked heartburn bad. So, it is what it is, but we still love chilies. The guajillo chiles, oh my god, girl, oh, so delicious, so good. I make my birria with this, and I make pozole. I make my pozole rojo with guajillo chiles. I also use chiles de árbol as well as chile de ancho. But anyway, guajillo. Now, here I want to start a jalapeno, but I'm not sure what kind. I could start these lemon spice jalapenos, these nadapenos. I think I'm going to do the nadapeno. They're supposed to be a really big size, and I love having stuffed jalapenos. Cream cheese, shredded cheese, sour cream, bacon. Oh, so good. So fucking good. Anyway, I think I'm going to start the nadapeno. Oh, it's a free gift. That was pretty sick. The nadapeno pepper. Love the flavor and crunch of a jalapeno, but can't take the heat? This truly heatless jalapeno is perfect for those with sensitivity or aversion to the heat of traditional jalapeno peppers. Great for pickling, stuffing, poppers, and salsa. This variety is very early and prolific. Oh, now see, that brings up a good point. Pickling. I don't pickle peppers, but I can spicy peppers, and I make like a hodgepodge kind of cowboy candy, which is just candied peppers. But it's already very sweet because they're candied and they're not preserved in a brine, like a vinegar brine. They're preserved in a syrup. And because of that, I tend to go for spicier peppers because I think the spicy and the sweet and the heat really balances each other out really well. And then what I do is I take a can of the cowboy candy or the candied peppers, and I mix them up with a block of cream cheese. So good. So good. Put them on pork rinds. Put them on chips, tortilla chips. You could put them just like in your burrito. You could do a whole bunch of stuff with it. It's so good. But I would like to do a spicier pepper. So I might go through this list again and pick another pepper. Pick another pepper. Okay, but the jalapeno is going to be on the list. We have the Poma, rainforest chilies, shishitos. Shishitos are definitely on the list. There was a sushi restaurant where I used to live, and when you would go there and when you would sit down to eat, the chef would provide a complimentary appetizer, and it was a pepper tempura dish, and it was like fried peppers with this really delicious, like a sweet, salty, savory dipping sauce. It was almost like the dipping sauce for pot stickers, but it wasn't quite the same. It had a little bit of a different flavor, and it was so good. Oh man, I haven't had that dish in years, and I am determined to grow shishito peppers because that's what the chefs told us back then was what they used. So I'm gonna use these and grow them and hopefully make that dish myself. The shishito pepper is an old Japanese variety producing 3 inches long, slightly wrinkled fruit, perfect for making tempura and other traditional recipes. I'm so excited! Okay. You know, I really need to be better about the whole ASMR thing because I get worked up, as you may know by now. I'm very excitable. Now, next on my list is the sheep nose pimento. This is more so just to try. I've never had like pimento cheese, but I've been interested in trying it because I just really like cheese. So I feel like it wouldn't be that far of a stretch of the imagination to assume that I might enjoy this as well. And if I don't, then you know what, I just won't grow it again next year, you know? But this is going to be a variety that I only grow one plant of because I have no idea if I like it or not. And if I don't like it, then I'm sure as hell not going to want to preserve it. And I'm sure as hell not going to want to sell it to somebody else because I don't sell things that I don't like or that I wouldn't buy. Oof. The sheep nose pimento pepper, an Ohio heirloom, gorgeous cheese type, ripening from green to red. The fruit is round, oblate, and stylishly ribbed. Long keepers when refrigerated. Great for northern climates. Now that kind of throws me off because I am not in a northern climate, but hopefully that just means it's a little bit more cold tolerant. Peppers normally do very well in the heat to begin with, so maybe this just means that it might last longer this growing season. I won't know unless I try it, right? Now, I'm gonna add never had a Scotch bonnet, but I've heard those are pretty wicked. I hear they have a pretty intense heat. I don't know, we'll see. Now, oh, look how cute these are. They're like little tiny cherries. They look like little cherries, but they're peppers, so don't get them confused. Now the ancho chiles, I use these in my cooking as well, so I'm definitely going to start some of these. Ancho chiles. Now, to find, let's look through some of these varieties together and see if we can't find a decent sounding hot pepper to go in the cowboy candy. Trepidero Werner, Brazilian pepper with upper mid-level heat and a sweet balance. Excellent fresh or cooked, and especially nice when pickled or made into a hot sauce. Now, again, I candy my peppers usually. I don't usually pickle them, but I'd be willing to try. But next year, that's not what we're here for. See? Do you see? This is how it happens. I have this variety, jalapeno gigantia. I'm not sure, but this was one of the first seeds that I'd ever purchased. So I have no idea if these seeds are even any good anymore. I think I'm gonna just start these, just so I can free up the space and see if I can't get any to germinate and maybe replenish my supply of jalapeno seeds next year for gardening. Oh, this sounds good. We have a couple options here. I was looking at the Puma and I was looking at the rainforest chilies. Let's see. Because the Puma is a pepper, the Puma pepper is a masterful mix of visual intrigue and high intensity flavor. 2.5 to 3 inch long fruit has brush strokes of tangerine and violet, bursting with habanero level heat. An edible ornamental, handsome foliage and stems are a forest green tinged with a deep purple. That would be so beautiful and sounds flavorful. But then over here we have the rainforest chili pepper, which is a habanero with extraordinary color and fruity flavor. These 2 to 3 foot tall plants bear unusual 1.5 inch fruit that turns peach when ripe. Pods range from 15,000 to 30,000 Scoville heat Scoville heat units, or Scovilles. Just a bit less hot than a habanero. Is it habanero or habanero? I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go with the Puma. I've had these seeds longer and I don't want them to lose their germination rate any more than they have. And on top of that, they sound like they may be a better fit than the rainforest chili for what I'm looking for this year. But I'm going to hold these to the side and keep looking. Ooh, the lemon spice jalapeno sounds promising. lemon spice jalapeno pepper, a sunny lemon yellow variety that was bred using natural back crossing techniques, resulting in an extra spicy and super eye-catching fruit. Ornamental and extremely prolific, well adapted to the hot, dry New Mexican climate. This might be good as well. I just can't decide, you guys. Help me. Okay, I'm not going to look anymore because I'm just going to get sold on more. Okay. I wanted heat. And these both look like they would give me some good heat and some good color in the jars too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 varieties that I'm already starting. 8, actually, including the ancho chilies. So it can only be 1. Lemon spice. I'm going with that. My intuition is telling me the lemon spice jalapeno. I'm going to do that. So this is going to go back here. And that is it for the peppers. Now we're going to look at the tomatoes. As I mentioned earlier, some of these tomatoes, some of them fell out when I picked up this binder because I ever so lovingly put it back in its spot upside down. So a lot of stuff spilled out, which is fine. We're gonna just put it back as we go. Now, first on my list is the traditional, good old-fashioned Amish paste. Now, the Amish paste tomato, let's see. It's from an Amish community in Wisconsin. Giant, blocky, plum-shaped tomatoes have delicious red flesh, perfect for paste and canning. I don't know about you guys. How do you feel about the word flesh? I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'm not a huge fan. I like true crime, you know? So hearing the word flesh means a little something different. Anyway, we got the Amish paste. So let's cross that off the list. Next we have bread and salt. And I'm thinking that might have been one of the varieties that fell out. You know what? Let's put the varieties back first. Okay, we have blue cream berry tomatoes. I'm gonna put those right there. Blue Beauty. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Bread and salt. Just what we were looking for. The bread and salt tomato is an indeterminate variety. This delectable, meaty ox heart type is a large round orb with dense, meaty flesh. There's that word again. It is exquisite for slicing, sauce making, and everything in between. The leaves are naturally wispy, so be sure to provide a strong support for this tomato to help it carry the weight of these delicious tomatoes. Bread and salt. Next is the California tulip, which happens to be right here. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful. I I'm so excited to grow this. The California tulip tomato has mid-season maturity and is indeterminate. A dazzling sunset blushed paste tomato shaped like a tulip flower. The flavor is exquisite, with a meaty, thick-walled fruit that averages 3.5 to 7 ounces each. Some fruit is slightly ruffled. Sturdy vines average about 6.5 feet tall with thick stems and trusses of about 5 to 7 fruit per truss. That sounds impressive. I'm very excited to grow this. California tulip. Cherokee purple is next on the list. Everybody and their mother swears by Cherokee purple, and I've never had it, and I've never grown it, but I have the seeds, so I figured I'd give it a shot and see what all the fuss is about. Cherokee purple tomatoes are indeterminate. This Tennessee heirloom is believed to have been passed down by Native Americans of the Cherokee tribe. The plant is open-pollinated, indeterminate, bearing 8-ounce flattened globe fruits that are dark reddish purple to black in color. It is a meaty tomato with a bold flavor. So excited. Honestly, the nasturtiums and zinnias are some of my favorite flowers to start from seed, but I think my favorite plants to grow altogether is just tomatoes. I love tomatoes. They're just so much variety, and they're so delicious, and you can do so much with tomatoes. So much. Okay, focus. Next, let me cross it off of our list. Next we have get stuffed. And here we go. Here we have the get stuffed tomato. Fruits average 5 to 7 ounces each and are similar to a bell pepper in shape. The skin of this variety is gilded in light streaks of gold. Medium large, with a strawberry-like seed cluster in the middle that is easy to scoop out. Delicious, stuffed with various stuffings, raw or cooked. I'm very excited to try this. I've never had a stuffed tomato before. I've done stuffed bell peppers and stuffed peppers, obviously, but I'm really looking forward to tasting stuffed tomatoes. I think stuffed tomatoes would be so delicious with like a ricotta and mozzarella. I don't know how to say it. With mozzarella and ricotta cheese. I'll stop. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm being more respectful or more disrespectful. I'm really trying to show my respect because I think all these languages are beautiful, but I feel like I'm just butchering them. Okay, so we got the get stuffed. Next we have the Japanese black truffle. Where are you? You know, it's probably one of the ones that fell out. Oh, it was! It was one of the ones that fell out, look. Okay. The Japanese black truffle. They're switched around on here. I have 2 packs of this, actually. It's probably in here as well. A meaty, pear-shaped fruit that has green shoulders that deepening in opulent hues to have a nearly black base and a complex, rich flavor. Crack-resistant fruit reach 2 to 3 inches long and wide. Indeterminate potato-leafed plants. Oh, I've been trying to grow these every year. I'm so excited. This is my year. I could feel it. It's my year. Last but not least, we have the super sweet 100s. those fall out. Oh, here it is. These, along with the jalapeno gigantea, these are among some of the first seeds I've ever purchased as well. The Super Sweet 100 hybrid tomato. Very excited. Gonna try all of these and see if I can get any to germinate as well. So that means get stuffed, Japanese black truffle, Super Sweet 100. Okay, well, that's it for our pull list. So now let's put away the rest of these seeds, if you don't mind keeping me company. Let's see, we're over here in the C section. Oh, that's a word for something else already, isn't it? We're over here in the C area, I guess. That's a B. These are very loosely alphabetized. Very, very loosely. Okay, I'm gonna put this up here. Big pink hybrid. Oh, look, see? There's the second one. I'm gonna put this with the other variety because I'm gonna try and start a few seeds from each to see which one I like the germination of better. Now, I'm going to put back the white tomasol tomatoes, which were free with purchases from way back when. Let's see. The Ukrainian purple looks really good. Oh my gosh, these all look so good. Who am I kidding? I just love tomatoes. Okay, the white ones. White tomasol, W. White currant, W. Queen of the night. I'm gonna try these actually. I already have 7 varieties. I'm starting. You know what? I'm gonna start this anyway. Queen of the night. Gardening out the box. I love that channel. He's very informative. He's very straight shooting. He doesn't give you no bullshit. He just gives you facts. And any tip I've tried of his has only served to help me as a gardener. I cannot recommend that channel to you enough. If you have not heard of Growing Out the Box, I'll link his channel down below, or I'll see if I can link a video actually in one of the cards up here. So if you see the little I button, or if you see the little information button tab pop up, that's a link to a video from his channel as well. So if you are in the business of improving your gardening game, I definitely highly recommend checking him out. We have more white currant. These are from when I grew them myself and I saved the seeds. They're itty bitty seeds. They're just little currant tomatoes. They're babies. Then we have the indigo blueberries, which are somewhere over here. Here we go. Oh, the Jersey Devil. I want to grow so many. I would love to grow so many more tomatoes, but good things come to those who wait, and I'm pretty happy with the varieties that I have so far. Okay, that's everything. Banana legs, so cute. Now, you may notice that I didn't start any beefsteak varieties. No, I did. I'm a liar. the Cherokee purple is a beefsteak, I believe, or a slicer, which to me is pretty much one and the same. Anyway, all that's left is for me to pull the Rosa Bianca. So I'll be right back. Oh, chamomile. I've been looking for the Roman chamomile, yes. Nasturtiums, give me. Rosa Bianca. I pulled out some extra seed varieties. Because some of these are ones that I didn't find until just now, or that I was missing and I hadn't had a chance to start yet until just now. So we have the Rosa Bianca eggplant. Let's see. It doesn't really give you much information, so I'll see what I can find. Got that. I'm going to start red Malabar spinach. I've already started most of my spinach except for the red Malabar, and I'm so excited. I'm going to grow this for sure. I'm going to put the red Malabar spinach in the greenhouse. I pulled these onions. They're cipollini onions, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I started a lot of onions from seed this winter with my husband, and it was a really beautiful day, and it was so nice to experience that with him. And then one thing led to another, and the onions got away from me, and they dried up, and they were ruined. So I'm pretty disappointed in myself about that, because I'm trying to focus on the garden, and that doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like I was really focusing on the garden if that happened, you know. So I'm trying to not take it too personally. I'm trying to take it as a lesson and as a pointer that maybe I have a bit more, maybe I should be focusing even more on the garden than I already am. So I pulled this because, as much as it pains me to think about all of that wasted onion seed and the time and effort and the care that went into starting those, it's important that I don't just give up, and it's important that I try again. It's important for my mental health. So we're gonna try again. With the onion seed that I have left, which is cipollini onions. Now, I also pulled Roman chamomile. I've started German chamomile as well. We'll see how it goes, you know. I might be a bit late for this. You're supposed to cold stratify chamomile, but I think if I act fast enough and get it germinating in the fridge, then I think I might be okay. The last two varieties that I had pulled are two different nasturtiums. I'm gonna tell y'all about something that happened, and I'm gonna try not to cry about it. But basically, all of those nasturtiums that I had pulled the seeds for in the last video, the Purple Emperor, the Tip Top Mahogany, Tip Top Blush, Rose, Alaska Mix, I soak my nasturtium seeds about 6 to 12 hours before I plant them, and it's gotten me almost 100% germination rate every time. But unfortunately, when I started them from seed, the night that I started them, I ended up having to go to the hospital, and they ended up needing to keep me there for a little while and do surgery. I'm home, and obviously I'm home, but I'm doing better. But those seeds rotted and were no good by the time I came home, and I didn't feel right. It didn't feel fair to my husband with everything else that he was dealing with, to ask him to deal with those for me as well, because the garden's really my thing, and he helps me with it, and he enjoys being in the garden from time to time, but it's really my pursuit of interest, so more so, I don't want to push that onto him, and so I had some seeds left, and I thought, I was really hoping to grow these and harvest some seeds of my own for the nasturtiums to keep them on next year and keep perpetually growing more and more nasturtiums. But when I came home and I was doing better, I started more of the nasturtium seeds. I started the last of the seeds that I had because I had every intention of planting them the next day, and I didn't realize just how much energy this recovery would take me. So basically, I ended up not being able to plant that second round of seeds that I started soaking either. So my favorite nasturtium seeds are gone, and I can't really afford to replace them right now. So the silver lining is that I have these two, and I have enough here to start from seed. Now that I am almost fully recovered, then I'm going to start these. There's a tall climbing mix of nasturtium, doesn't really tell me anything else beyond that. And then there's the Empress of India nasturtium, which I'm very excited about. It looks beautiful, and I'm very excited. My goal is to have non-climbing nasturtiums along my fence line, and have climbing nasturtiums like this tall climbing mix, have those behind the bush type so that they can climb up the fence and add more dimension. I thought that sounded really pretty, so you know what? I'm gonna make do with what I have. I'm actually going to be browsing through a couple seed catalogs coming up soon to see what I need to stock up on, and if there's any new varieties that I would like to try as well. So I definitely plan on, in the near future, making more garden related ASMR videos, because those are my favorite, personally. And so with that in mind, my next video is most likely going to be a read through or a flip through of a seed shopping catalog. If that sounds like something that might be up your alley, I highly encourage you to stick around. You can, if you'd like, you can subscribe and hit a notification bell, and then that way when I do upload the seed catalog reading video, you'll be able to be notified of that. If you enjoyed this video as well, it would really help me out if you gave a thumbs up. Yeah. If you have any questions or comments, or if you have any tips or pointers, requests, anything like that, I would love to hear from you, and I encourage you to reach out to me in the comments down below. I enjoy seeing what you have to say, and I don't know, I would like to make videos that you enjoy as well as videos that I do too. With that being said, I hope you have a lovely night, safe travels wherever your dreams take you, and remember, as with all things, move with good intent. Happy gardening. Have a good night.